Hey everybody, today we're going to show you where to find all 14 shrines here in chapter 2 of Black Myth Wukong, so let's jump into it. So we're going to start with the village entrance, which is the first one that you'll find here in chapter 2. Starting from the chapter 2 spawn, the first thing you want to do is work your way through the river. We're going to come across a broken bridge or a ramp that leads out of the river, and we're going to take a left and follow this pathway all the way around this mountainside. We'll just continue to follow that up the side of the hill here. And as you work your way towards the back, you're going to see a village. We're going to go all the way to the end. We're going to take a right, go down the stairs here. And then right here in front of us is where you're going to be able to find the village entrance shrine. From the village entrance, we're going to make our way to the Valley of Despair. And to that, we're going to turn around and go toward the building that you can see in front of us across the bridge. However, we're going to take a right and go over the hill here. So if we jump down over the hill, you're going to see another passageway that leads to the right side of the village with an open field back here. We're going to stay to the right and go through the double doors that are going to be on this back wall. And once you do, you're going to encounter a boss fight in this little arena area. So you'll have your first boss fight right here, and then once you finish it, you can come right over here to the left and you can pick up the next shrine right here, which again will be the Valley of Despair. Now from the Valley of Despair, we're going to make our way to the temple entrance shrine, and to do that, we're going to just turn to the right and you're going to see the entrance to a cave over here. We're going to make our way all the way through this cave. Now keep in mind there will be several enemies along the way, however I've already defeated them so that it's a little easier to follow where we're going. But we're going to drop down right here and then go forward until you see this little ramp that leads up into this higher level of the cave. And you're going to follow that path until you get to the crack in the wall. You're going to go through this crack in the wall. You can go straight and get some items behind the wooden sticks over there that you can break. But to continue to the shrine, we're going to take a right and follow this path all the way down the hill. And this is going to lead you right here to our next shrine, which again is the temple entrance. To get to our next shrine, we're going to go back to the Valley of Despair in the Sandgate village, and we're going to make our way to the Squall Hideout. Now this time, instead of going into the cave, we're going to go the opposite direction, and we're going to run over here to this side of the arena. You're going to notice a pretty giant bridge. We're going to cross that bridge. We'll go ahead and work our way across this. And then once you make it to the other side, if you turn to the left, you're going to see a giant archway in front of you. We're going to make our way to that archway. Again, keep in mind, there will be enemies along this path that you will encounter. You can fight them or run by them, whatever you choose to do. But once you go through that archway, essentially all you're going to do is continue to follow this path. If you follow this all the way to the end and you look right over here to your left, you're going to see against the rocks is going to be our next shrine. And this is again called the Squall Hideout. Now from the Squall Hideout, we're going to make our way to Rockrest Flat. And to do that, we're going to go down the pathway to the left here. And you're just going to follow this path into a cave and out the back side. Again, more enemies in this area. But there's a couple different directions that you can go, so just don't get lost as you make your way through here. Essentially, you're just going to follow the main path straight. There is a direction where you can kind of go right here. So just stay towards the left on the main pathway so you can get outside the cave on the back side. And then once you make it out the back, you'll see it right directly in front of you. It's going to be your next shrine, which is again the Rockrest Flat. Now from the Rockrest Flat, we're going to make our way to the Rock Clash platform. And to do that, we're going to take a left and follow this pathway down for a little bit. And then we're going to take another left and go through this structure here. And this is going to lead us to the Stone Vanguard Arena. Now you're going to have to fight the Stone Vanguard right here in the middle, which is very important for some later shrines. But once you finish defeating the Stone Vanguard, you're just going to continue straight. And then right over here on the side is where you're going to be able to find the shrine Rock Clash platform. For our next shrine, we're going to make our way back over to the temple entrance at the Crouching Tiger Temple. You can see that location. And once you're here, what we're going to do is actually go behind the temple. So as you make your way up into it, if you haven't already been this far, you'll have to defeat the tiger that's here in the temple, which is a pretty awesome boss fight if you haven't done so already. But again, it's very important to get to this shrine. But once you defeat that tiger, you can make your way out the back, and there's going to be a pathway that leads up the side of the mountain. And this one's really easy to find, as you pretty much just have to follow this pathway all the way up the side of the mountain. It'll lead you directly to the shrine. You can see here there are some enemies along the way, not very strong ones, so you can just run by them. You don't have to worry about anything. And then when you get up here to the top of the stairs, if you go around the corner here, you'll see right here on the right is where you're going to find the next one, which again is called the Windrest Bridge. Now from the Windrest Bridge, we're going to make our way to the Windrest Hamlet. To do that from this shrine, we're just going to continue along the main path. You're going to see a bridge right here in front of us. We're going to cross that bridge. And then once we get to the other side, we're immediately going to take a left. And then right at the top of the stairs, we're going to take a right. We're going to go down this path. We're going to take a right and go down the stairs and then take a left. And we're just going to go straight across this natural bridge. We're going to go through the door that you can see in the back. And we'll make our way through this door and we're just going to follow this path up the side of the mountain here. And the shrine is going to be at the top. As you make your way up here, you guys will see that right over here on your right hand side, where you're going to be able to find the next shrine. This one is the Windrest Hamlet. Now for shrine number 9, we're going to make our way back over to the Rock Clash platform shrine in the Fright Cliff. And from this shrine, what we're going to do is turn around and we're going to go down towards these buildings and we're going to follow this path. We're going to veer to the right here. And we're going to follow this pathway under the rock and just continue to follow this all the way down. And right here, you're going to have a really awesome sand slide. Now, they will try to attack you. As you guys can see, I'm going to be getting hit from some arrows as you make your way down here, but it won't do a significant amount of damage. And obviously, if you go back and forth, you can probably avoid them, but really cool slide. But when you make it to the bottom, you're going to be on a bridge. And right here at the end of the bridge is going to be your next shrine. This one is called the Windseal Gate. Now to get to our next 2 shrines, you're going to have to complete the Drunken Boar quest. And I'm going to leave a link down in the description below that will show you how to complete that quest, as it's one of the main ones here in chapter 2. But once you finish the Drunken Boar quest, at the end of the cutscene, you're going to spawn exactly where I'm standing in a new area of the map. So click on that video if you haven't already completed that quest so that you can knock that out. And again, once you're done, you'll be standing exactly where we are. And from this location, the first one's going to be really easy to find. It'll be right here around the corner. You'll be able to pick up this shrine. This one is going to be called the Sandgate Pass. Our next shrine is called Sandgate Bound. So from the Sandgate Pass shrine that you can see here in front of us that we just grabbed, we're going to continue along the pathway. And again, this is going to lead to a secret area on the map that again is only unlocked through completing that Drunken Boar quest. And once you make it back here, you're going to have a boss fight right here where we're standing in this small arena against another tiger. A pretty fun boss fight. And once you complete that, you'll be able to move into this big open area that you can only get to by completing the quest. And you'll see that right over here in front of this rock is going to be the Sandgate Bound shrine. And this will be the last one on this side of the map. Now, shrine number 12 is going to be called the Cellar, and to get to it, we're going to need to head over to the temple entrance of the Crouching Tiger Temple. And from here, we're just going to work our way back up into the temple. And to get this, you need to defeat the Tiger Vanguard, which is the main boss here in this temple, as well as the Stone Vanguard, which you should have already fought throughout this video to get to a couple of the other shrines. But you need to defeat both of them, because once you actually have defeated both of them, you'll be able to interact with this tally here. And this is going to cue a cutscene that's going to open a secret entrance in the middle of this temple to take you to another section of the map, which is pretty cool. So go ahead and cue that cutscene. The tiger mouth will come out of the ground and drain the pool. And once the cutscene's over, you can turn around and actually go down inside. Now, there will be several enemies in here. However, you can run by them, and we'll show you how to do that now. So go ahead and jump down in, drop a little bit further. And there's really only one direction to go in here. You can't get too lost. But you're just going to go straight. Again, you'll see a couple of the enemies try to attack us as we go down. We'll just continue to follow this pathway until we make our way out. You'll have a little bit more of the stronger enemies right here. I recommend just passing them if it's your first to go through. They'll probably take you out. But once you make it down here, you're going to slide down another sand slide. And halfway down, it's going to stop you. And when you stop, if you look over here to the right, you're going to see your next shrine right here, which again is going to be called the Cellar. Number 13 is another shrine that you can't get to until you complete the Old-Rattle drum quest. Now we're starting from the village entrance shrine. I'm going to show you guys where it's at just so you can see However, you need to complete the Old-Rattle drum quest line, as that's what's going to take you down into the well for the boss fight. I've already made a video on how to complete this quest, so again, I'll leave a link down in the description so that if you want to get this one and fight this boss, you can do that by watching that video. But it's going to be found in this well that's right over here. Now, I've already completed the quest, so it's obviously going to let me jump in and go down there. There's not much down there other than just an empty cave from where the boss was. But again, if you complete that quest, it'll take you down here and you'll be able to explore this little region on the map. Now, our 14th and final shrine is a hidden one. And to get there, we're going to start from the Valley of Despair in the Sandgate village. And from this shrine, what we're going to do is go into this cave that's over here on the right. And we're going to need to fight a boss. And there's a couple of different ways that we can do this. Essentially, what we want to happen is we want to get a boss that's down here to break a wall, which is pretty easy to do if you're trying to. However, there is another method. So we'll jump down. The boss is going to be right here. Now, I've already taken him out, but you see this wall right here in front of us? We want to crack this. And you want to get the boss to ram into it, which is really easy if you're trying to. You just stand in front of it. However, if you've already defeated the boss and you didn't break the wall, you can use the Wandering Wight ability to break the wall open yourself. So if you end up missing this, you can come back and just use the Wandering Wight ability to break the wall open. And you'll see that it'll open up a little crack that you can go through. Now it's going to cue a little cutscene and a loading screen as you make your way into this little cave area. But essentially what you want to do when you go inside is get the scale. There's going to be a scale in a chest in the very back, which you can see right over here. We're going to make our way to this chest. We'll go ahead and open it up, and inside you will get the long scales. Now this is what we're going to need to get to this next shrine. Now once you have the scale, we're going to make our way to the Rockrest flat shrine that's located in the Fright Cliff. And once you make your way over here, we're going to go to the right and you're going to see a staircase. And we're going to take that staircase all the way up to the top to where you can see the sand falling. Now keep in mind there are going to be a couple enemies that you'll have to deal with along the way here. I've already taken them out to save a little bit of time. But once you make it up here, now that you have the scales, you'll be able to interact with this sandfall. You guys will see it'll make it disappear. And that is going to reveal two giant double doors behind it. And now all you need to do is interact with these doors and it'll open up. And once you go inside, it's going to automatically queue up a boss fight with the Black Loong. Now, once you defeat this boss, you pretty much opened up the area. It's not very big. You can run to the back here and get the chest, your reward for defeating the boss. And after you grab the chest, the way to get out is just to turn around and go back through the double doors. Now, there isn't a physical shrine in here that you can walk up to and interact. However, this is now a fast travel on your map. And again, it's called the Hidden Long Cavern. So now that you've opened up this area, you can now fast travel back here at any other shrine at any time that you want. So this is going to be where to find all 14 of the shrines here in Chapter 2 of Black Myth Wukong. Hopefully this video helped some of you guys out. I appreciate you watching, and we'll see you in the next one.